Let me show you what fusion can do!
What's up, everybody? It has been a while. It is Mark Yoon here, and what I'm going to talk about today is actually Datamine. Anytime we talk about leaks or anything akin to that, you always have to be conscious of like they could be fake or whatever, but I only try to talk about the ones that actually seem legitimate to me, like ones that I actually believe myself. And if I did not put that out there and put that forward, like a lot of people will come at me in the comments, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Now, that's enough prefacing. I just want to get straight into this. Now, these were leaked by a user on X/Twitter named Mondo Mega, or at least that was the person that was discussing them. And what we have here in discussion is, while Spike Chunsoft scrubbed every reference of Sparking Zero's upcoming Superhero and Diamond DLC, there are leftover for content cut for the base game. Below are the internal character IDs, with some gaps filled in using other internal list of names that otherwise follows the ID order. And I'm going to actually show you the IDs on here right now so you can see them. And then they move on to say, some alternate forms like Great Ape Saiyaman 2, Kabuto Kai, Super 17, and even the other Shadow Dragons are listed underneath the base characters, like Videl, Supreme Kai, Android 17, and Shin Shenron. TLDR, basically everything missing from veteran Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was planned and probably still coming as DLC eventually. There's also strong evidence that Great Ape Goku and Super Saiyan 1 Caulifla were scrapped as transformations, as well as base forms of Garlic Jr., Frost, Ribrian, Kakusna, and Rosie. The versions of the characters currently in the game are being internally treated as first transformations rather than base. And as you can see here, we have a ton of like cool characters that are in here. It's basically everybody that we've been hoping for, and there's also some other stuff like Zeno's assistant and Tagoma and stuff like that. So I would recommend that you pause the video and go over every single one of these, because I don't want to actually name everything because we'll be here all day. But it's a little bit exciting for me to have all these characters back, because it did feel like there was something missing a little bit from Sparking Zero. I don't want to say like in terms of like quality or gameplay, but just like characters that like everyone wanted to play as, or even certain people wanted to play as or mained back in the day. It's nice that they actually have their mains back, or at least more hope that they're going to be coming in the future, because it does seem like some of them were like left out. And I think the only one that was like justified in not being there is like all the different forms of the Great Apes. Like while I would still personally like to see them come back, a lot of them did feel very samey back in the day. So I think they should be there just for the sake of like having extra giant characters and stuff like that. But whether they do that or not is yet to be seen. But these are all like files which are coded, and these are codes that are deciphered within the Datamine. So like they usually have like a set principled code associated with like a code name or like a name file that doesn't necessarily actually mean their name. It's just like a placeholder for that name or for that character within that file. That file opens up and all the like the data is inside of it. So that's usually how like it works when you actually pull things from data. And so this list is actually probably a list that was like created by somebody to easily show that what's represented in the actual Datamine itself. So like without actually data mining like myself, like it's hard to like go into and say that, but I'm not really gonna do that. But I think that like this is not only exciting but invigorating for the future of the game, because not only are we getting all these new characters, that some are new characters on the list that we didn't have in Tenkaichi 3, some that were like even I think missing from the mod for Budokai Tenkaichi 4 from the Tenkaichi 4 team. But a lot of this is leaning towards like they're going to be supporting the game for a little bit longer than hopefully originally thought or intended. I do want to see more characters come back. I do want to see more people fill out this roster. And even though not everybody's main is probably going to be there, be available, at least we'll have most of them, I do really want some of those characters back myself personally, especially like King Vegeta and stuff like that. We have other instances of King Vegeta being in there, or somebody playing the demo, going over to the narrator voice or whatever, and then King Vegeta was actually selectable. So I think that that's like more inclination towards this being true, or at least like somewhat accurate. Now, I can't, justify you believing it yourself. You just have to look at the evidence. But I think that if we do get everything here, this is going to be like one of the most complete Tenkaichi games that we've like ever seen, which right now I feel like as good of a spot the game is in currently, character-wise, as good as the roster is, I do feel like it can use some filling out. And I do hope that eventually they do kind of like, you know, patch that character select screen, because it is a little bit of an eyesore. I do get used to it. I have gotten used to it, but I don't think that like it's very appealing to look at when you just see a row of the same character in like a profile thing. But if that's what they're going to stick with, that's what they're going to stick with. We can't really do anything about that. I will say that I do hope that they actually include more stories based on the characters that are not in the main story, even if it's not like a traditional story mode. Maybe hopefully some more characters will get like episode modes in the future, just so we can like actually have more. I can't imagine it will be that hard to actually include those, because if you've played the story, there's not that much production value there outside of like a 3D slowly moving still frame once in a while with a cinematic that goes into yet another still frame. A lot of reading that's like not even included, like the announcer stuff. I just think that like a lot of that stuff could use filling out to make the game feel more, I guess, just finished in a way. But I am still having fun with it. I haven't had a system crash in a while, which I was complaining about earlier, because I went through like 12 hard system crashes during episode mode only. Didn't happen online, didn't happen in World Tournament, didn't happen in Customized, any of the other modes. It only happened in Story. So I'm glad to see that like whatever patch that, I'm assuming they worked with that for like, you know, kind of enhancing the gameplay performance, what they usually say in those patches. But anyway, I just wanted to mention this because like I thought about it and I talked about it on Discord, but I didn't actually make a full video on it, for obvious reasons. But it is going to be back. Thank you guys for watching. We will do a poll in the next video, because I made a lot of polls, but I don't really feel it's necessary to cover one right now, so we'll actually cover it probably in the next video. And I will see you guys, I guess, on Monday for Yoon-Fam Gaming, and next Saturday for the next video. So, as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.
Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon. So should you. Enjoy your treat!